how I got this look then. Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing this beautiful party makeup with glamorous golden cut crease and a halo eye, and she's perfect for your wedding or reception or your friend's birthday party or any other occasion that is kind of special to you. This is truly not a everyday look, but something that will look very elegant and pleasant for a special occasion. If you were interested to know how I got this look, then keep on watching. So I went right in and concealed my eyes with the Dermacolor Camouflage Cream in the shade DFD. So I used it all over my lid. It is like a cream concealer. You can warm it up in the back of your fingers and then go right in your eyelids like that. So I covered my entire eyelids, including all the way up to my brows, because it creates a beautiful, perfect base for your eyeshadows to go on top of it. And as you can see, I'm already done with my brows, and for my brows I used the Benefit Goof Proof pencil, and this is my go-to everyday eyebrow pencil. So once I fill in my eyelids with the concealer cream, I go in with the Sephora Micro Smooth Compact Powder in the shade Matte Tan to just mattify the cream and set the concealer so that it's a perfect base for the eyeshadow to go on top of it. Before I go in and finish my eyes, I want to prep my skin with the Too Faced Hangover Primer, and as you can see, I've also applied the Lancome lip oil. Let me just grab it to show you. So this is the Lancome lip oil that I use to prime my lips before I start off any of my makeup looks. So I go in with like 2 to 3 pumps of the Too Faced Hangover Primer, and I kind of spread it smoothly all over my face. It's a beautiful gel-based hydrating primer that, you know, really makes your skin so supple. And if you have oily skin tone, I think this is a perfect primer for you to test out. For foundation, today I'm using the Nars All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation in the shade Stromboli. This is kind of like one tone lighter than my actual skin tone. I think Syracuse is like the perfect color match to my skin tone, but I still wanted to try this out, and probably I can play around with a little more contour, and you know, we can make it work. I add like 2 pumps. Using a kabuki brush, I stipple this and stipple it all over my skin. Now, as you can see, this color is clearly way lighter than my actual skin tone, but you will see how I actually make it work. In case you have a foundation that is like way lighter than your actual skin tone and you don't know what to do with it, this is probably, you know, gonna help you to see how you can still make it work, because you can counter it with a lot of contour and probably blend it with another foundation that you have, which is like a little bit darker than your actual skin tone. For concealer, I'm using the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Biscuit. Yeah, and it's medium dark 1. And I'm using it in the under eye area. You can also slightly take it to the corner of your nose to like contour it a bit. When you take it like slightly closer to your nose and draw it parallel to the bridge of your nose, it definitely makes it or gives it an illusion of having a narrower, you know, nose line. So you want to go slightly on the tip of the nose and the forehead. If you want to like accentuate your eyebrows a little bit, you can also go in slightly on this area. I know right now it looks like a lot of makeup, but trust me, it's gonna work. This is definitely not like an everyday look wherein you can, you know, wear to work or just daily wear, but this is a little more on the heavier side, maybe on a beautiful wedding night or a party that you're going to, or just a day out with your friends in the evening where you want to wear a full face of makeup. So for contour, today I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Espresso. It's a cream contour, and you want to go in on your cheekbones to define your cheekbones, slightly in the bridge of your nose, on your forehead. This gives it, like as I was talking in the other video, that it kind of makes your forehead appear a little bit smaller than it actually is. So you can kind of contour it there to give an illusion of a shadow that your forehead actually only starts from here, you know. And along your jawline, to give a very chisel look, but not too much, right? And if you want to work around making your lips slightly bigger than it actually is, you can also do it using a darker contour shade. And I'm actually going to experiment and show how I go ahead and do it. So slightly under my lips to make it look slightly fuller than it naturally is. Next, I go in with my beauty blender and blend in the concealer. You want to take a damp beauty blender and kind of blend in the concealer because it seamlessly blends it when the beauty blender is slightly wet, you know. As you can see, the Nars Creamy Radiant Concealer is has one of the best formulation, and it beautifully blends in to the skin. Now that you've blended out the concealer and all the highlighted areas using the contour product, now we're going in to blend out the darker shade of contour to create the shadows and illusions. So the whole idea is to like create a contrast between highlighting a few areas of your face and creating a shadow illusion of a few other areas, which, you know, brings in a lot of dimension and shape and a chiseled look to your face. I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and this is like my favorite palette, I should say. I've been using this palette like non-stop, and the matte formulations and texture of these eyeshadows are like butter. And the shades, as you can see, okay, that I have like really used up this particular eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Golden Ochre, and that's the shade I go in for as a base for any eye look that I, you know, try to create. A lot of people actually ask me as to, you know, which foundation is like the best so far and that you've used, and suggest a great foundation that is not too cakey and blends beautifully into the skin, like your second skin. I would definitely say that the Nars foundation is a great option to go for. You can see how clear it made my skin look, kind of a very uniform single tone to the entire face. Also ensuring to add a little bit of dimension along my cheekbone and along the jawline, and slightly going in with a little shadow on the forehead area. So that's how I do my contouring. For the nose, as you can see, I've slightly blended out the thin darker contour shade that I've used along the bridge, which kind of gives it an illusion of a narrower, you know, bridge of the nose. And we'll work around with a highlighter to, you know, even more bring out the shape of the nose to make it look thinner and pointed. To set all these cream products that's on my face, I'm using the Benefit Banana Powder, which is a very beautiful yellow-based translucent powder that kind of sets in the cream products like foundation and concealer. Banana powder for 2 to 3 minutes under your eyes and under the contour lines. It kind of bakes and creates a very highlighted and brighter appearance wherever you're trying to, like, you know, highlight and contour it. But I don't like to bake it too much and, you know, give a very artificial look to it, so I kind of keep it only for like a few seconds and then I dust it all out. Another great translucent powder is the Laura Mercier translucent powder, but I think this is even more perfect for the Indian skin tone because this has a light yellow undertone to it. So if you have a golden yellow undertone skin, then I would suggest the Benefit powder, and the Sacha Buttercup powder is also something that you should definitely check out. Using a fluffy powder brush, I kind of dust off the excess. This kind of sets the cream products in place and doesn't budge at all, like even for like 8 hours or more. So today for my eyes, I'm going to create a very soft cut crease look, and cut crease is something that, you know, some people have a notion that it's kind of a very difficult technique to do on your eye, but is not all that difficult. So I'm going to show you how you create a very simple soft cut crease look that you can probably pull off on an everyday basis. So we start off with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Golden Ochre shade and go right in throughout my entire eyelid. So this is almost in the color of my actual skin tone, so it acts like a beautiful base for the other colors to come out even more precise and pigmented. Now for the crease shade, I mix the shades Burnt Orange and Real Girl, which is a very warm brown and orangish brick colors, and I go right into my crease using these colors. I get you closer so you can actually see how you use the tip of this brush, put it right into the crease and blend it in a very circular arch motion on the crease area. So you can see how buttery and beautiful these eyeshadows are. They don't crease, they don't kind of budge or have too much of fallout. I totally love these eyeshadows. So now that I've done the crease color on one eye, I'm going in with the other eye. So you want to blend it in a circular motion. And eyeshadow is all about blending, so you want to blend as much as possible to make it look as natural and as part of your skin as possible, because you don't want to make it appear like it's a layer above your skin. Okay, so to create the cut crease effect, what I do is I use this thin Real Techniques brush, and then I dip it into a stick foundation or a concealer kind of a shade, and then create the arch over the cut crease that I have naturally drawn. So it creates a lighter dome-shaped crease there, but you don't want to make it too precise and artificial. You want to keep it as natural and soft as possible and fill it in with whatever color you're feeling like on that day. As you can see, I'm creating this dome-shaped, beautiful cut crease there, and I do the same in the other eye. Now you can see a proper differentiation on the crease. So you see the burnt orangey brick crease shade and dome-shaped skin color or a concealer, the area that I have like created. So I use a fluffier brush from Real Techniques and fill in the lid area with the shade Raw Sienna from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. Today I'm choosing a matte shade because I don't want it too glittery on the lid area, but if you want to add a little bit of glam, you can always go in right in the middle of the eyelids with some glitter or some pigment, which I'll show you in a while. I'm going to use the shade Primavera from the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, and it's a beautiful champagne gold shade, and for that I'm using the flatter side of the brush that comes in with the palette. So I'm going to spray in a little bit of Fix Plus to it to kind of bring in the beautiful golden hue, and I'm doing this only in the center of the eye or the halo of the eye. So you want to go in right in the center and create that beautiful halo effect. So it's a cut crease with a halo eye that I'm creating today. So as you can see for this look, you can see a beautiful cut crease, and then in the center you have the halo, and over that I'm going to go in with some gold glitter. To add a little bit more of glam to the cut crease halo eye that I've created, I'm going to go in with the MAC eye pigment in the shade Melon. It is a beautiful rose goldy, golden and bronzy pigment that is perfect for a bridal. Most Indian brides tend to use this eye pigment for their traditional wedding makeup look. So I'm going to show how I'm going to add a little bit of this pigment with Fix Plus and then go right in. So this is the MAC pigment in the shade Melon, which is a beautiful goldeny rose golden color that blends so seamlessly and looks perfect on Indian skin tone. You see how I'm creating this beautiful halo effect right in the center that makes your eye like pop and look brighter and bigger? It kind of gives the illusion of a three-dimensional effect where you have a shadow along the crease and then a lighter lid color and then a three-dimensional halo effect right in the middle. Okay. I'm going to blend out the excess sharp lines you see along the halo and the cut crease to make it look a little more seamless. You can use the fluffier side of the brush to do the blending. For the liner, I'm using the NYX Epic Ink Liner in the shade Black. And this is a beautiful pen eyeliner which kind of creates this precise, sharp, thin line that you are looking to create. So I start right in the corners of the eye and then go all over. Now you see how I created this sharp winged eyeliner. I'm using a thin concealer flat brush to clean up the excess and create a very sharp wing, just to ensure the whole eye look is very clean and neat, you know what I mean? You want to blend your eyeshadows as precise and as much as possible, so you go on blending until you don't see the clear definition between the two different shades that you're using. So you want to blend it to make sure that they all appear like seamlessly, you know, blending into each other. And when it comes to the outer corners of the wing, you also want to create a very sharp, perfect edge and clean out the excess of the eyeshadow, and that brings or gives a very professional and neat appearance to the entire eye look that you're trying to create. For the lower lash, I'm going in with the shade Real Girl from the same Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, which is like an orangey, rusty color, and blending it a little bit with the color called Love Letter, which is a beautiful pink. So this is perfect for the peachy color or peachy eye look that we're creating today. And for the waterline, I use the Sephora pencil in the shade Brown. So let me get you close to see that I'm just going in with this a very thin layer along the waterline. This kind of adds a little more definition and shape to your eye. I just brought you guys to some better lighting so you can see how I actually create winged eyeliner in more precision and detail. So you see that inner V that I created? I like to do that because it gives a very elongated almond shaped cat-eyed look to the entire eye. And also you can see how precise the cat eye is. And in this lighting, I think you can see how the colors are blended out seamlessly into one another. Now I'm going to go right in and add some mascara and false lashes. For the mascara in the lower lash, I'm using the L'Oréal Million Volume Lashes Lash Excess Mascara. For lip liner, I went in with the MAC lip liner in the shade Soar, and I filled my entire lip with this beautiful nudie pink color that is like perfect on olive, medium to dark skin tones, and it actually pretty much complements every skin tone, and it's a must-have lip liner from MAC. I'm using the shade Montiage Brick from L'Oréal, which is a peachy pink lip color. You can actually pretty much leave it with just the Soar liner and then add a little bit of transparent or translucent gloss over it if you want that three-dimensional effect. But just for it to last a little longer and to add a little more pink to it, I'm going in for this shade Montiage Brick. For the blush and contour shade, today I'm using the Nars palette, which is like a duo of Orgasm blush and Laguna. So I dip right into the Orgasm shade and I go in my apples of my eye, apples of my cheek. I like to take a little bit of the contour shade on the sides of the nose. I definitely recommend you try it because it is not very ashy or muddy and blends pretty well. For highlighter, today I'm using the Smashbox highlighter, which is a collab with Casy Holmes. As you can see, all the three highlighter shades are absolutely stunning in this palette. It's got like a gold, a rose gold, and a champagne-y white shade. I'm going in with the golden shade from this palette and going right in on my cheekbones. Dab, dab, dab. Ooh, look at that highlight. Check out that highlight. I like to highlight this portion of my forehead, my cheekbone, inner corner of my nose, like I told you, I like to do my contour or my nose contouring or reshaping of my nose using the highlighter. I think that pretty much works out much better than even the contour, the darker color contour I mean. So I go in with the highlighter shade on the tip of my nose, and then I don't go all the way right in, but then I go into the tip again, the pointed tip, and then I go boom. That kind of creates an illusion of the light hitting my cheekbone, my forehead, the bridge of my nose, and the tip of my nose with the highlight shade on my brow, along my brow. So I like to create a little more lifted arch effect using the highlighter and kind of create the golden border, or rather just going along my brow line. And then I blend out with the crease color a little bit if I've gone overboard. To finish off this look, I like to spray a generous amount of Fix Plus, and it kind of helps to seamlessly blend out the cream and the powder products, and it becomes like part of your skin and prevents creasing, helps it to just set the makeup into your skin, and helps it to definitely last longer. So Fix Plus is the magic portion. Now that we've come to the final look, I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and if you guys want to know what are the products that I used, I'll link them down or I'll mention them in the description box for your reference. Share your comments and suggestions and whatever videos that you'd like to see in the future in the comments box below. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share this video link with your friends. You can follow me on Instagram. I am Makeup by Cynthia Robinson, and you can follow my blog, which is Cynthia Robinson blog at wordpress.com, and you can also follow me on Twitter. I'm going to link all of my social media links in the description box. That'll kind of make it easier for you guys. So thank you for spending your time and going through my entire video. See you again in my next video. Bye.